number plate. They would then, because they need to change all your particulars to your new number, they tend to charge you again for all the things you've done before. So my advice to people is, when you go for your annual licensing, ensure that you change your details with the number plate. Now,
even
the
in this case was a new one.
The person that says go and get third-party insurance, is just a scam, because what they are doing is that they are collecting money from people. Because, I mean, you're not an insurance company. So what is your business with anybody's insurance? The vehicle inspection officer, the FRS, and we have on our Facebook, on our website, a place to tell people, please report people who do these things. And what I get from most people, they say, well, some of your officers did this, but I don't want anybody to be sacked. I don't want anybody to be this, so I won't tell you his name. I said, then you haven't helped the system. What you need to do is to report this type of infractions. You ought not to. You can register a car with a comprehensive insurance. That's my preferred insurance, not even the third party.
All right, Trude says he likes to know, why is there just one capture machine, computer and webcam for Abuja? Is that true?
No, there are 2 in Abuja. Yes, 2 of them in Abuja, not 1.
Just 2. I thought that that's supposed to be where you have much more.
Well, Abuja has a population of about 2 million people in all, and then the driving population is not as much as Lagos. But maybe we can go up to 3, 4, or 5. But also think about the redundancies that happens after this wave of capture. What will happen to all those equipments? And, of course, we don't want those equipments to lie around for people to use it for mischief. So we're being careful.
Do you have a relationship with, say, ministries of, is it road repairs? I don't know if some states have, they have different names for them. In Lagos is Public Works. At the ministerial level in Nigeria as a Ministry of Works. Do you have a relationship with them where you tell them that, there are some roads that are simply impassable and, something needs to be done urgently about them? Or do you just look for how to manage the situation? Because oftentimes a host of people will tell you that there are some very bad portions on their roads that they sometimes expect to see safety agencies like yours or even the Nigeria police, helping to control traffic around that area or telling people, warn people about the spots that are ahead.
Well, warning people about the spots ahead is one aspect of it, but the most important aspect is that we do what we call road safety audits. We look at roads and we send a report to the responsible organization, either at the state level or at the federal level, and say, these are all the issues on this road. Gradients are wrong, the left turns, the U-turn points in the road, no traffic sign, nothing. We list out all the issues. And most cases, what has happened with the FEMA in particular is that they go and take remedial action, and then they write us back to say, we've done A, B, C, D on this road. Please confirm that this has helped. We are doing that with the state government. But you see, part of the problem is that people see road safety as an enforcement issue. Road safety is a full gamut. So what we are doing now is, in amending our laws, we're also trying to get powers to sanction owners of roads who don't keep it in, not sanction in terms of punishment, but be able to say, so roads are not good for road users. Either the state government takes an action or we declare that road closed. So we're hoping that this kind of issues, because there are the infrastructure issues concerned to road safety. Of course, the cheaper issues is to manage the human beings on the vehicle. The infrastructures have a time lag, are more costly, but they're also important. In Sweden, they've moved away from expressways to what they call 2-1. That is to say, you have a dual carriageway, then they suddenly narrow it to single lane, and then they expand it again to 2 lane, just to keep the driver engaged, not to lose focus, because they know that after speeding for like 50, 60 kilometers, people tend to relax and continue. So they now brought out this method of making the roads not so straight to keep the people engaged with the road. So you see, it's a scientific process. Road safety is scientific. It's not the rule of the thumb. There are so many roads we have in Nigeria that were done without road safety audits. There are roads that are still not very good for road users, and we have identified all these roads. We have written reports on them. Last year, I wrote about 30 or 40 such reports to both Ministry of Works and state agencies. But there is nothing in our law that empowers us to force them to do it. And I hope that will be done whenever the FRSE Act is amended.
We got a question from Rose Famoa, who says, what happens after receiving a plate number for, say, a Volkswagen and bought a Nissan? How do I use the number for my new car when the data on AutoReg is for the Volkswagen?
Well, why do you want to use the number on a new car?
You got a new car.
Yeah, and did you sell the old one? you can. Every car has to have a number, so you can't take the number from the Volkswagen to a new one. But if she's saying, can she reuse her old number? Yes, she needs to go back to the state licensing office and use that number and re-register it to a new vehicle if she has done away with the old vehicle.
Yeah, because I heard some people were bothered that, their chassis number was also registered alongside, the plate number, and wondering how is it that I'm going to keep my plate number when my car has already been, given to somebody else.
Actually, you return the number plate to the state licensing office.
For a fee? Do they give me money back for it?
Well, not that I know of now.
Shouldn't they give me some money back? I mean, I paid for it.
If you want to keep it and use it in another vehicle, but the most important thing is do not allow another person to take your vehicle if you have sold. Make sure you reclaim that number. And if you don't have any use for it, return it to the state office.
We've got some responses from the nvisng.org,
yes,
where you go to verify the plate number. He says, look, hi, please, if you tell you that the issue of verification of your number plates on their site does not work. It always comes out with invalid or wrong number plate. So I thought it was me.
Yes, invalid or wrong number means that number does not exist. And I will tell you the scenarios where those numbers do not exist. Some people will clone the numbering system of the FRSC and sell that plate number with fake particulars to people. So if you go to the NVIS, it will say invalid or wrong number plate.
Even if it's done by the state, duly registered.
It's not possible it's done, because in one occasion, the person claimed it was done by the state. And when we now brought the driver that went to register, the driver said, well, I didn't actually go. Somebody told me he will arrange everything for me, and I gave him the money, and I gave him the details of the car, and he brought back these particulars. And I said, I told you. You couldn't have walked into a state government office because the state governments buy the number. The numbers are already pre-populated on our system. So if we had ever produced that number, it will tell you number plate produced by FRSC but not yet allocated, meaning that the registration has not happened on our system. But it will acknowledge that the number has been produced. If it says invalid, it means that that number has not been produced.
So, because I'm just wondering, how come all the numbers I typed are telling me it's invalid or not?
All the numbers you typed?
Yeah, I've checked some Abuja numbers that I saw, and it's giving me the same message as that of Ifeanyi here. No, is it Ifeanyi? Tosan. Okay, yes. But we'll go up and keep checking all of those. We'll encourage them to keep their questions and comments coming through.
Yes.
But if we also continue taking some of the questions coming from people about registration, some of them also just don't understand that if the deadline eventually comes up sometime in 2014, yes. Now they're wondering, some of them are having, they've done the capture. John says, for instance, in Prt4, he's done the capturing, data was not uploaded, and he says, look, he can confirm this, and they're all having a dilemma on this.
Which of this is this? Driver's license or?
No, the driver's license, yes.
The driver's license. What does he mean by the data was not
he says he's done the capturing. He's gone back to check it. They say, look, your data has not been uploaded. We've got another chap who says, look, there's no such machines in Warri. Is it the states that are handling it or FRSC?
Yes, the states and FRSC. There is in Asaba.
But there's none in Warri, is it right?
I don't think there is none in Warri. I don't think there's any in Warri. Yes.
That is definitely going to be something, because, I mean, it means for you to be able to do a new license, you have to travel.
What they have done is that they have given us, every state government was supposed to provide an office, provide all the basic infrastructure, and the machines will follow. So I know that in first week in November, another 50 centers are going to be opened across the country. So those are the states where the VSAT, the fiber cable, because we don't want to repeat the same mistake of coming in with a network that will go up and down. So we're insisting on the dual network system. If the fiber fails, we right back to the VSAT.
I've got another Adelabu who says, "So good morning, guys. I just tried checking what you said about the plate number registration. It didn't work. It just keeps saying spelling and space not correct." And
yes, type in your numbers without any space. That's one of the things I said to them. You type in your number without any space. If you have a space on it, it will give you invalid, no space. If your number is ABC11AE, no, if you are doing it on the website, do not put any space. Yes, just type it in as
altogether.
No spaces.
So for companies, whose driver's license do they take? If you're
the company details, the company registration details is put into the system. And if they have like transport officer or safety manager, but for companies, we use the company registration details. So XYZ bank. So you give us your RC number and all that, and we put it into the system.
The one also says in Benin office, you pay to get captured, and if you don't pay, the system will be down. Is this supposed to be the case?
I will advise him to, if anybody asks him to pay, if you can give us, they all wear their name tags. If they don't have their name tags, if anybody has asked you to pay, just report the person. Send us a discreet mail. Send us on Facebook. Our Facebook page is quite active. People go in there to say a lot of things. So just let us know. Of course, that factor will always come in here. You know, people talk about FRSC staff. They're Nigerians. They're here. And people are amenable to this. But we have a strong system of sanction. So if that is caught, we'll sanction very seriously.
Okay, well...
Yeah. I mean, you can see his number plate is verified. Has been produced by FRSC and assigned to
no
this vehicle.
spacing.
No spacing.
In this one.
Yes, in this.
Maybe this one is the one that was done in your office. It was registered.
No, it was done in the FCT and in Abuja. So if you type in any other number, you will see it.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. I'm afraid we'll have to let it all go here, but the questions are still streaming in. There's so many of them, and who knows when the deadline does come in. If all of these challenges they've got, and this is just on one of the Twitter accounts, so not even on the other one. So hopefully all of these challenges maybe will be addressed, but we'll reroute it to FRSC's Twitter account. So I imagine somebody will be there to answer.
Yes, somebody will be there.
All right. This is Chidoka as the Corp Marshal for FRSC. Thank you for coming on this morning.
Thank you very much.
We'll return in just a moment here. Please join us again.